Today I want to share with you a book that I came across this year. Sometime in January, February, I bought this book titled How to Grow Your Small Business. I will link author and link to this book in the description so you can see by yourself. This is a book that I'm still pretty impressed by, and I go back to this book quite often, and partially because I am a visual artist, and this book illustrates your small business that can grow easily from small to big in a very visual way. If you're an artist just starting, graduated from the school, and you have no idea where to start, I would definitely recommend this book for you, just because it's breaking down chapter by chapter the rules of the business and the rules of sales, marketing, and overheads in the business or the art business. It also shows you where you're at right now with your life or your small business, and where you want to go, and also how to get there. So it's a little bit of a pathway for those of you who think about growing your art career, or being maybe artists like Damien Hirst or Jeff Koons or many other artists who have big overheads with studio assistants, expenses, and all the other things that we small artists don't maybe see. And this book perfectly illustrates that. So if you think about where to start, or how to start, or how to picture yourself at that right moment, I think you should look at this book, because it gives some rules and how not to grow out of proportions, and how adjust your overheads and expenses, which is like studio cost, getting assistants, buying materials, and how link that to your cash flow and overall vision of your plan. So one of the things that I really like about this book is that it shows how easily we can grow our overheads and have still very small engines and small wings, which represent sales and marketing, and then also a cash flow. How easily we can go over that, or how we can easily go over the budget, or not predict the things that can happen in 3, 6 months or 12 months. And I think that book teaches new entrepreneurs how to grow your small business, how you can be profitable, and then how to keep it up, how not to overgrow, or how not to stay even too small, because there is also a danger that if you're too small, somebody will outgrow you, and then it will be difficult to catch with the market. It also has some very practical templates where you can implicate your priorities for the company, your vision, how to structure your leadership, anything that is important, your priorities, whether you're applying for opportunities or not, whether you have to consider budget for your exhibition. All those things can be useful and practical. I can't recommend enough this book to read for all of you who are artists. The good thing about it is, maybe bad, that this book doesn't really talk about artists. It talks about small business, but the things that they write in this book can be easily used in a daily life of every artist, including myself. I look into this book quite often. It breaks down step by step things you have to do to stay profitable, things you have to do to grow your marketing, things you have to do to grow your sales. This book also breaks it down into important chapters. First of them is leadership, which talks about your cockpit and characteristics of it. Then moves to the second chapter, which is about marketing, clarify your way to structure your marketing and how to use a brand story in your business. And then we move to the sales, which is another wing of your plane, which also is very important, because without making money or without having correct or right inventory, you can also get lost in your business. And that moves us to the next chapter, which is about products. And I think that's also very important. And our products is our art and or other type of merchandise we can do with our art. And then another chapter talks about overhead and operations, which I found it very interesting too, because at first when I look at this book, I jumped into the chapter, not one of the first chapter, but one of the chapters when they were talking about the big plane. And of course I'm not fit into that model yet. I couldn't really understand how to apply that to my practice as an artist and my small business. When I went back to read this book from the beginning, I started realizing where I have to position myself right now, and then where to take my position to the next level, or how to take it to the next level. And then the last part, which is also very important, talks about the cash flow and how the cash flow rules the business, how important it is. Gives you some steps of the cash flow, which becomes in this book a fuel tank. I really also like to look at it that way. If you don't have a good cash flow, or if you don't have a fuel in your tank, you basically can't go anywhere, and your business is out of any structure or out of anything. So it breaks down also how you have to look at your cash flow, what to do, how to save money, how to spend them, where to use them, how to dedicate them, and all sorts of things. Very interesting book, one of my favorite this year. I'm buying every month at least a couple of books. This month I bought a lot of books about Stoicism, which I can also cover in other videos if you are interested. But definitely this book on how to grow your small business, it's definitely something you should or need to look at. There is a lot of practical things, practical statements that you can apply into your business or art business today without even spending a dime, but something that can help you in the long run to understand where is your position as an artist, where is your position as a small business, and how to make it grow, make it bigger, or how to sustain yourself. I think that that's also a very important aspect of this book. It talks a lot not only about growing but also sustaining it with keeping correct overheads and systems in your business that help you scale in right moment and right time, and also talks about it when to scale, and then also about the fear of scaling, that sometimes we keep things so small and attached to ourselves that we forget that we need to look at the bigger picture of it and then move forward with that. So definitely a book to look at. So check link in the description or title in the description. And if you are interested as an artist, if you are interested in growing your art career, this is one of the books that I think everyone should read.